Hello friends, welcome to Gardenia with Creekside, and this week's nursery tour we have got some fantastic plants to share with you. We got 2 deliveries of plants yesterday and some of these are so exciting. I cannot wait to share them with you. Jenny may or may not have already pulled a section aside for her that has green tape around it, but there are a lot of fun new shrubs that we cannot wait to share with you. Of course, here we are in North Carolina, zone 7B. We are in the middle of September and the weather, this is false fall here in North Carolina because we have dry, cool air and we are loving it. Next week, the temperatures do go back up a little bit. This is the perfect time to begin your landscaping projects. I am working with several people who want to do some major projects at their house. They are going to be doing all of the work, but here at Creekside, we are helping them pick out the right plants. You know, we're talking about trees and shrubs, perennials, all those great things to get them in the ground. That way they have all winter to get their roots really well established before spring and summer and the heat hits. Fantastic time to plant here in the South. Other places as well, your calendar-wise just may look a little different. So if you're in a colder zone, you need to start before we do. It's all great times. You just have to tweak it and adjust it for your garden. We have been doing some revamping here at the nursery, trying to, create new little zones and areas and fun plants. The first fun plant that I want to share with you, because we've already got her out on the shrub lot, come with me. If you have spent really kind of any length of time with me, you know that my favorite flower, without a doubt, hands down, is a gardenia. I am a Southern girl at heart. Gardenias are my #1 favorite flower. If you see I have a white flower in my hair, it is a gardenia. Here we have brand new, this is called Steady As She Goes. The pot is wet and dirty, so I'm gonna hold it up like this. Steady As She Goes is a fantastic new cultivar of gardenia. It is a sport off of Chuck Hayes. Chuck Hayes is the gardenia that we have on our back patio in those flower beds because it does magnificent for us. Even though we are in North Carolina, I find sometimes with other gardenias that if we have a especially, and I say this lightly, harsh winter, they can burn and not do well. Chuck Hayes has done great for me. So when Proven Winners came out with an even improved version with Steady As She Goes, I was so stinking excited. I have already pulled 5 of these to go into the beds at the house. So we're very excited about this. I am a bit of a gardenia snob. This is a double bloom. I love a double bloom on a gardenia and it smells amazing because if it doesn't smell good, then what's the point of having a gardenia? So let me put this down and I'm going to tell you what my growing specs are because I cannot remember since it is new. So sun to part shade. If you're on a borderline kind of like we are, definite, the most sun you can give it. Hot, hot sun, hardy in zones 7 to 10. So see, I am more on the cooler side of the gardenia, so I want to put it in my hottest spot. If you've followed us, you know that my Incrediballs behind the patio have been, I think they're getting burned. It's too hot. So Steady As She Goes is going to replace those. It's going to be a perfect size because they can be 3 to 5 tall and wide. It's going to be fantastic. Now, we're going to move this way as well. So Jerry, you go that way. Here we go. Now, some more fun things that we got. I have been looking for a climbing hydrangea for a long time. It was actually April, who does my hair. She had a climbing has a climbing hydrangea. First time I'd ever heard about a climbing hydrangea years ago. They are just really, really fun. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to plant this. Trees are the best because they will hang out and sit for a couple of years. They're not a fast grower until they really get established and then they take off. And these suckers will climb like 30 feet tall, really, really tall. So if you plant them at the base of a tree, they're gonna grow up the tree and they actually will attach themselves to the bark of the tree. It does not harm the tree whatsoever. It just does a great job climbing that tree and does beautiful white flowers. Exquisite, absolutely beautiful. So we've got those here. This is what we call a non-branded plant, so it's in a black pot. There's not like a specific, like with Steady As She Goes, she has a great name to her and all the information. This is a climbing hydrangea. All right, we got more of the Gatsby Gal hydrangeas in from Proven Winners. Great oak leaf hydrangea that will do sun to shade. I have my Gatsby Gal in a full sun area, and she is doing wonderful. Let me see if I can find, let's see. Nope, I don't see a tag on her. But she's also gonna be smaller. You know, some oak leaf hydrangeas can get massive, right? If you've seen my mama's garden tour, she has some that are just huge. This is gonna be more petite in that 5-ish foot range. Chindo Viburnums, another great classic plant that is wonderful and evergreen for the shade garden. Nice and full, and will give you structure throughout your entire growing season in your garden. I want to say is it shade, Jer? Sun to shade. So we have them where they get morning sun and afternoon shade. The nursery is open today, so Josh is bringing in another load of gorgeous mums. We're going to get to those in a minute. But camellias, we have got the October Magic. This is ruby. Gorgeous, deep red, what you would imagine, like, you know, Dorothy and her ruby slippers. So this is a wonderful double bloom, really, really pretty. And from Southern Living, this October Magic series, much more sun tolerant. So if you have a sunny area where you need to put or want a camellia, this would be a great option. All right, now here we go. We're gonna go into some hydrangeas, folks. This is Let's Dance Diva. Let's Dance Diva is a great, find one with a tag here so I can show you. Right now there's not a whole lot to look at. It's just a really pretty plant, right? It's just got good foliage on it. But here's the tag, Let's Dance Diva. Let's Dance Diva I have in my shade garden along the driveway. It is one of the largest lace cap hydrangeas that you will see, and it is pH dependent, so your colors are going to vary a bit. Of course, for us, it's going to be more in that blue range. This is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 9 and 3 to 4 tall and wide. I'm sitting here dancing with the sun. 3 to 4 tall and wide, but massive lace cap on it. Really nice. The plant itself is small, but the blooms are huge. So that is a really fun one. A great classic that I have grown for years in my garden. What we're so excited about, my friends. Let's see if I can, we're dancing with the rising sun around here. So we're gonna try to come over here so that way I'm not like full sun and glowing for you. If you remember, was it even a month ago? I guess it was a month ago. Jerry and I went to go visit at Spring Meadow for one of their events. One of the new hydrangeas that they introduced at that time was pufferfish. I'm gonna try to throw a picture up so you can see me standing in front of pufferfish. Guess what? This whole block of hydrangeas right here, these are pufferfish. That's right. We got our hands on the brand new pufferfish. It's not officially going to be released until next spring. This grower has early access to the plants, and so ta-da! We have pufferfish. If you are interested in pufferfish, come on, because I don't know how long these are going to last. These are it's a panicle hydrangea, huge blooms on it. I mean, massive blooms, and then it's called pufferfish because it has this fun little at the top that kind of sticks out. And so it really looks like this pufferfish that has blown up. Now, the size on this is going to be really fun because it's not going to be as massive as a limelight or a firelight. They only get to be 3 to 5 tall and wide. So it's a nice manageable size for your garden, but with huge, massive blooms. Sun to part shade, hardy in zones 3 to 8. Really, really fun. Gorgeous plants, beautiful, nice, thick really sturdy stems because they've got those gorgeous blooms on them, and so you've got to have strong sturdy stems so that they don't flop. But this is going to be so much fun. It is just really fun and unique and a big, huge eye catcher. Another really fun, unique hydrangea that's not necessarily new, it's been out, we've had it for sale for quite a while, but is hugely popular, is Fairy Trail Bride. Fairy Trail Bride is the first cascading hydrangea. It will actually trail. It has beautiful white, like lace cap blooms on it, hence that is why it is a bride, because it is white. So both the Fairy Trail Bride and the pufferfish are what we call color specific. That means it doesn't matter what the pH of your soil is, they are going to be the color that they are intended to be. So that is nice. Fairy Trail Bride blooms on new and old growth. That means don't prune it, right? We want to not prune this because no matter when you prune it, you're going to affect the blooms. Fairy Trail Bride, I will have to say, unfortunately for my colder climate friends, it's not going to be a good fit for you because it is one of those rare plants that does the best in the south. It is going to be hardy in zones 6 to 9, sun to part shade, 4 foot tall by 4 foot wide. This will do really nicely if you have a large pot, especially if you are in the warmer zones. That way you don't have to worry about it during the winter. So Fairy Trail Bride, we have got them. Even though they're not brand new to the market, sometimes they can be a little hard to get, and these are beautiful plants. Like, these are just stunning. All right, come on down here. I know, talking about being on the border, we are a bit on border in North Carolina of being too warm for lilacs. We have found that the Bloomerang Dark Purple is our best option. Now you have to be really careful where you put it in your garden. I planted one in the spring. I'm actually gonna have to move her because she's getting too much sun. But we have these beautiful Bloomerang Dark Purples. These are gorgeous plants, nice, big, huge, dark green leaves with new foliage on them. This is a reblooming lilac that smells divine. It will be hardy in zones 3 to 7. It is considered a full sun plant, but like I just told you, I know that I was pushing mine. I'm a 7B. It's hardy to zone 7. I have it in full sun. I'm all about trying things and experimenting. Too much, so I've got to give it a break for the afternoon sun. But it will be 4 to 6 feet tall and wide, and it is a rebloomer, first in the spring, midsummer, and then fall. Deer and disease resistant. So if you are interested in these bloomerangs, come get them because we do have them. I'm trying to make sure what else that I need to show you. Where do the Caryopteris go, Jer?
Well, yeah, that'd be easier to show you.
Okay, it'll be easier to show mine. So this little section right here, right? With the green tape, minus the crepe myrtle. The crepe myrtle is for one of Jerry's landscape jobs. Beautiful Natchez, white crepe myrtle, beautiful 3-stem trunk. But yeah, see this little section right here? This is mine. So I've got my pufferfish back there. I've got my gardenia. I've got my climbing hydrangea. The trees, and then this beautiful brand new, it is called Beyond Pink Caryopteris. It is a shrub. It is from Proven Winners, brand new to the market. So excited to get my hands on this. Our sweet friends at Spring Meadow sent me a trial plant, so I have one in the trial garden. It has done magnificently well. This is the time that it blooms, so it is a late bloomer. For the rest of the season, like spring into summer, you're gonna have a beautiful green shrub. In the winter, it is deciduous, but you can see our first little bumblebee on it today. Once the temperatures warm up and everything kind of dries out a little bit, these two plants are gonna be absolutely covered. Here comes a honeybee. Absolutely covered, and when I say covered, I mean covered in pollinators. You'll have your bumblebees, your honeybees, little wasps of all different sizes. Remember, wasps are pollinators too, and a lot of them are very beneficial. Fantastic plant, really fun, like habit to it, and then the blooms on it. The Beyond Pink, as far as growing conditions, is going to be sun. It is going to be hardy in zone 7B to 9. Again, we are on the borderline of being too cool, so definitely put it in your hottest spot of your garden. They don't like to be really wet. Ours is not on irrigation and doing, oh, she's gorgeous. So dry, hot sun, and it will be 2 to 2.5 tall and wide. So this really is about your mature height on these. I have extremely limited numbers on these. So if you're interested and you're local, get your honey out here ASAP, because we're growing them, but we won't have them spring, like early summer. These fun things, I have some Arborvitaes. I have a flowering plum tree and 2 flowering cherry trees, and then a really cool pine that I'm going to let that just be a teaser, because that's going to go into a big project that we are going to kind of reveal. It'll be, I guess, next week that we talk about that and show all those fun things. But just know, we've got a lot of fun things coming your way. Jerry, am I missing something that was out there that we put out there? The trucks came yesterday morning, and then we were starting to shuffle things in. We do have, we got a huge shipment of sunshine ligustrums. So those of you that love sunshine ligustrums, we've got those. Loropetalums, we've got beautiful candy corn, spirea, all of those great things. Now let's go talk about fall color, fall annuals, because I planted my first round of violas and mustards and snapdragons this week. It has been so nice to look out there and see those sweet little faces shining. The mums are showing color while we're right here. Let's hit these. We've got these big, huge, I mean, these are massive. I mean, huge plants. These are whites. They'll have a little bit of a hint of a yellow to them, but the ones in the black pots, limited numbers on those. It's a 3-gallon pot, so these are massive. So those are the whites. The yellows out here are just starting to crack some color. If you're looking to make a big impact, yellow is the best color to make a huge impact from a distance. So we have got those. We do grow different varieties of, like, we'll have, I don't know, 4 or 5 different varieties of like yellow, and they bloom at different times. So
some are still up there.
Right, this is not all of our mums. These are just the ones that are just starting to crack some color. So that's why we're bringing them down to show them to you. But look at this fun sea of, these are all violas on this side. So if you remember, we've talked about the violas and pansies before. So track with me here. Okay, pansies were derived from violas. So we start with violas, and then you got pansies. So all pansies are violas, but not all violas are pansies. Just go with me on that, okay? Violas are also called Johnny Jump Ups, especially here in the South. That's what we call them. Smaller blooms, but there's more blooms per plant. So it makes a huge impact from a distance. Violas also can reseed, not invasive by any means, but they can reseed. And then they also will perform better in the colder months of the winter. Where pansies, and when it's really cold, they'll just stop blooming. Violas can handle those colder temperatures a bit better. So we have got, of course, we've talked about this before, but beautiful yellows. We've got a bicolor of yellow and purple here. And then we've got the really sweet, this is Lemon Splash, that is just a really nice, sweet little soft yellow. And then we've got orange and purple, go Tigers, because really nice clear orange, clear purple, and then some whites. And then we have a little bit of the Beacon Rose left as well. That was really popular this past weekend. A lot of people were grabbing those. But you can see in here, we've got more mums, we've got purples, we've got another kind of yellow in here, we've got orange on the other side. But now is the best time to go ahead and come get your mums, especially if you're looking for longevity, right?
Yeah, think about that.
Yes.
Like, why they're seeing mums in full bloom, like especially here.
Right.
Not up north because it's different, but
Right.
here.
Okay, so we've talked about this before. Jerry wanted me to explain why you're seeing, I see them at like grocery stores and big box stores right now that are in full bloom. And then you can see where ours are just what we call cracking color. They're just starting to open up and show. So mums, like even most flowers will do this, even hydrangeas, you have early bloomers, mid bloomers, late bloomers. What you're seeing that's in full color right now, especially here in the South, is going to be early bloomers. Their shelf life is very limited, right? Because once they bloom and they're in full bloom, then they're not going to continue to bloom for the rest of the season. So if you have an event, maybe you do want something that's in full bloom. But if you're looking for the longevity and you want to have it on your front porch and you want the beautiful color of them, then this is where your mums like this come into play. Also, from a growing standpoint, and Jerry can tell me if I'm different, those that are in full bloom right now may have been forced to be blooming because a lot of your mums are what we call day length neutral. So in order to make them flower, they will darken the greenhouses so that the mums are faked into thinking that it's getting really late into fall, I need to hurry up and bloom. We grow ours out in the full sun, and so they are following the schedule that they're naturally intended to do. So that kind of gives you a little bit of backstory, probably more information than you wanted to know about mums. But for me personally, if I'm not having a big event or an event at all, I want to buy my mums where I can see the color. I just want one or two so I know what the color is. But the more buds you have on it, that means the longer and the more enjoyment you're going to get out of your mums. So you can enjoy it. But look at that. Is that not just a beautiful, like, look at that. Everybody's so nice and rounded and mounded, and the colors are popping out. It's been a really good year for mums. Last year was not a good growing year for mums. Don't ask me why. This year has done great, and they are beautiful. All right, so now here we have pansies. So you can see that these pansies, their little faces are a lot bigger than the violas. But maybe you only have 2 blooms on a plant, whereas a viola may have 4. It's not that one is better or worse. It truly is, what do you want for your space? What do you want to use? So we offer both, of course, here. The mixed varieties are really popular. A white, the blotch. A lot of people will like the blotch. The blotch is literally where it has a lot of dark color in the center. It gives you that contrast on the plant, and so that's a really fun color, as opposed to what maybe, not necessarily they call this clear, but you can see like this one is, the vast majority is all you see is white, and it has just a teeny bit of yellow in the throat. Ms. America, mustard. When we were at King's and we were loading up, I just kept putting these on the rack, and I think the boys thought I was a little crazy with how much I was putting on there. I was like, these things are popular. People love these. Yeah, you do, because y'all have bought them up. So we definitely need to get some more Ms. America in here. Just a great accent plant that will go all the way through the season. We still have, of course, perennials are a great time to add them into your garden. Lots of fun things, but if you were interested in some of those shrubs that we really highlighted, those fun, unique, new shrubs that have come in, it is not a sales tactic, y'all. I am just telling you, once those are gone, I can't tell you that I'm going to get any more anytime soon. It may be spring. So if you are local and you want those, you need to move with purpose, as I tell my children, and get out here and grab them for you, because all of those are really fun, really great additions to your garden. And I'm excited to be planting some of them in this next coming week, and mine as well. Creekside Nursery is open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesdays through Saturdays. Say it again, Wednesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is all over our social media. So if you go, if you're in Google Maps and you're going to Creekside and it says Creekside may be closed, we're closed. Don't come. Wednesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our last date to be open for the season will be Saturday, November the 19th. And if you want a unique stone order that will arrive coming in the spring, orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com. Send your email request there. We will get you a quote. We can send you an invoice. We want all of those unique stone to be in one area. So orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com. As always, we so appreciate you. Thank you for all your love and support. Y'all get out there in your gardens. It is a great time to be a gardener as this transition from summer into fall. Lots of fun things to be doing. I am in the rip out mode right now. We're gonna rip some stuff out and clean some stuff up with the summer annuals. A lot of fun, very satisfying. We appreciate you. Happy gardening. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.